variables in Java. Okay. So first you can see variable is a data name is used to store a value. Store a value. Okay. So if you want store any value, if you want store any value in a memory, okay. So that value we have to store by using the variable. Using the variable. Simply the variable is we can call it as the name of the memory location. So at that location we have to store a particular value. The syntax to declaring declare variable is, okay, we have to write data type space variable name semicolon. This is syntax to declare the variable data type space variable name. For example, int a or float b. Okay, later on we discuss in different types of data types. Okay, so data type space variable name is a syntax declare variable. If you want to specifying multiple variables, each and every variable name is separated with the comma. Variable name 1, comma, variable name 2, and so on. So this is also if you want to declare multiple variables. If you want to declare multiple variables, you have to write statements like this. For example, int a, comma b, like this. Okay. We can also assign a value to the variable. Okay. So if you want assign or if you want initialize the variable, here written statement is simple data type space variable name equals to value. For example, int a equals to 10. Clear? That means 10 is assigned to the variable a. So a is which type? Integer type. Okay. So what is a variable? A variable is a data name which is used to store a value. Here how much value we can store? Here how much value we have stored? We have stored value 10. This 10 is assigned to variable a. And what type of data we are storing? We are storing the integer type of data. That's why we write the data type is int. Int space variable name equals to 10. Okay. So this is the statement we have used assigning a value to a variable. Int space variable name equals to 10 semicolon. This statement we are writing. That means assign a value 10 to the variable a. Okay. These are the simple basics of variable. And one more thing is we have to following some rules while declaring the variable. Okay. Now the name of the variable here. What are the variable names? A, B are the variable names. Clear? So the name of the variable, the first rule is the name of the variable starts with either uppercase letter, lowercase letter, or some underscore. Okay, and but the variable name does not starts with number. Okay, does not starts with digit. Clear? Or the variable name starts with letters, comma, underscore. Okay, it starts with letters or underscore, but it does not start with a digit. For example, written as int underscore a, it's a value. For example, float Okay, your name. Sorry. For example, yes, float something and get some a b c underscore some y. It is a one variable. It is a valid statement. As for example, int 86D. It is what's called as invalid. Why? Because here the variable name starts with digit. The variable name does not starts with a digit. It is invalid. The variable must be starts with an underscore or lowercase letter or uppercase letter, but it does not starts with a digit. So that is the point here. Remember, while we are declaring the variable, we are declaring the variable. Clear? Now coming back to the types of variables. There are three types of variables in Java. The first one is local variables. The second one is static variables. The third one is instance variables. These three types of variables in Java: local variables, static variables, and instance variables. Okay. If any variable is declared within a method, that variable we can call it as a local variable. If any variable is declared in a method, is called as a local variable. Okay. If a variable is declared within the class, those variables we can call it as a static variables, and the instance variables we can also declare in the class. Okay. That's why we can see difference between static and instance variables. Okay. But the variables may be local variable, or it is static variable, or it may be one instance variable. And the static variable always starts with keyword called as the static. That's an example. Take as some class name is, let's take as some employee. Okay, so open the braces. Okay, for example, it is some static. Okay, some int. Okay, a equals to, or some static int equal to some 10. Okay, for example, float. I can take as some yes. Or for example, take as some float salary. Clear? And here it is, for example, void what's called as method 1. Okay, here I can specify int. Okay, some c, or some c equal to some 10. Okay, then public static void main string or yes. Open the braces. Okay, well, class name here employee. Control C. Okay, so we are creating some object here as some e. Okay, so e equals to new employee of syntax creating object. Then write some e dot what's called as some method 1 like this on the main. You open the class. Yeah. So later on here we can need to change bit of statements here. Okay. But here just you have to remember difference between static, sorry, instance, which is called as instance variable. That means a class variable. In the class, we are declaring a variable. Static int a, float salary. Okay. These are the written within the class. These variables we can call it as instance variable. Okay. If any variable is declared in the class with the keyword static, that is called as static variable. If any variable we have to declare within the main method, within the method, this is called as a local variable. Local variable. Clear? So that is about static variable, instance variable, a local variable. A local variable is declared within the method. A static and instance variable are declared within the class. Okay. So here from the static variable we have to save the memory. Compare instance variable. The static variable saves the space compared to instance variable. Okay. So later we have to discuss the difference between all those things. Okay. Yeah, we are discussing the one more con called as some static block, static method. Okay. What's called a static variable. All those things have some specific concept. At that time, we were discussing difference between a static variable or the instance variable. Okay. So simply I say that a static variable to the static variable, a single copy of memory is created. The single copy of memory can be shared by all the objects of that a class. Whereas a instance variable, okay, a single copy is created to each and every object. Okay, that is the difference between static and instance. Okay, let's you can clearly understand whenever we have to discussing about object, how declaring an object, how to access method. To complete all those things, then you can clearly understanding that concept also. Okay, so this is the main difference between static variable. It starts with the static keyword and that can be declared within the class. Instance variable, that is a class variable that can declare within the a class, but the local variable that can be declared within the method. The difference between static, instance, and a local variables. Okay. Hope everyone understood.
Yes.
Shall I continue or stop? Can
Yeah,
respond.
You can continue.
Okay, it's not a problem. Okay, shall I continue? Can respond?
Yes, sir, you can continue.
Oh, okay, fine. Clear? So there are three different types of variables we are using.